Welcome back, adventurers, to the Pillars of the Earth. We are back in Cherbourg Harbor because Jack and Ellie, who are now married, want to go back to England, board a ship and sail back home. But there's some issue here with a nervous jongleur, there's a priest, and two guys. Our carriage. Oh, that chest, it looks so amazing. It's from Toledo, isn't it? They had the same in their wonderfully ornamented house. Let's check that. A present from Rashid. Yeah, Rashid is the name. Wasn't easy for him to part with it. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful. But he insisted I take it. So we are playing check, I think. Nobody pays attention. The horse might distract them. Or make it all worse. What? The horse might distract them? I don't know about that, but let's see if we can get to our chest. He took something. The insides of the box kept her warm and the wood slightly damp. Okay, so we can do some trickery, I think, with it. Let's... Oh, he has back his slingshot. So Ellie gave it to him. Okay. Well, let's talk to the priest.
Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms, but it was just fairy tales and painted stones.
Well, it always is.
I know, but I'd need a real miracle to calm them down now. Otherwise, they'll rip him apart.
Oh, and we have a miracle in our pockets. The crowd's about to beat him up. He's nervous. A commotion about to get violent. Impossible to get through. Can we talk to the nervous jongleur? Uh-oh.
Excuse me?
What's going on here?
He's a thief. He told us lies and stole our money.
But isn't that just a simple jongleur?
That poor man. We need to help him.
Okay. Well, then I think all we can do is show them the statue. Where shall we put it? It was in the cold and damp, so we needed to put first in the sun and then in the shade. And that's not something we can do.
She doesn't do anything yet, but if I stood with her where it's colder...
Where it's colder. In the carriage? Nope. Oh.
No, it's not impressed.
No, it doesn't work. Where else can we put it? On the priest.
Oh, what a remarkably foreign-looking likeness of the Holy Virgin.
Do you think this might calm them down?
I've already tried appealing to their faith. It would require a direct word from God to calm them down.
Oh, here. Maybe we can put it here. No? Show it to them?
Behold, the Holy Virgin!
If it takes a miracle to make these fools stop, then give them one.
You're right. I have to make her weep. It's the only way.
Yeah, but where?
Only when she calls down again will she show what she can do.
So... Oh! We can go there. Okay, never mind. So there's a shady spot. There. Excuse me, please. Would love to rest for a while. Sitting in the shade on the beach. Nice and cool. Well... Let's go there then. Oh, down there. I see.
You see? It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
Ah, liquid is forming on her eyes. Now take her to the people? Is there anything else we missed? I don't think so.
Look!
What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens. Cease your doings right now and witness the miracle.
It's true. Lord in heaven. Why is she crying?
She weeps for your sins. What has this man done to you that you would treat him like a wild animal?
He tricked us and took our coin.
And you would kill him for your own foolishness. The Holy Virgin weeps, for you are not living by the word of God.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy Mother. Where did she come from?
We are telling stories, so we choose that one.
For hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
Her destination is beyond these waters. In the small town of Kingsbridge, in the earldom of Shiring. There she wants to rest.
Kingsbridge? Where's that?
Hail Mary!
Make way for the Holy Virgin!
Hallelujah!
Make Robert well!
Huh?
Blessed Mary, let my daughter conceive!
Give us a good harvest!
They're donating to ask for her blessing.
Oh. The weeping Madonna shall hear your prayer. And with your donations, I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral.
It's you!
Who do you mean?
You! The red-haired ghost!
Me, a ghost?
My husband is very much alive. I've known him since he was 12 years old.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24 years ago. On the white ship. My poor, poor son. My Jacques.
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Whoa! So, his father was on the ship and made it to the shore in England. How is that? That's crazy. But we ended chapter 15, the journey. What I did. You tried not to think about your upcoming journey on the ship to Normandy. Yeah, that's true. You followed the coachwoman's advice and ran into a dead end in Barfleur. Oh, yeah. You and your baby fell seriously ill, but you both managed to survive. True, because I continued walking when I shouldn't have. You helped another pilgrim along the way of St. James. Yep, that's a good thing. You snuck into Rashid's sacred archive. Yeah, sorry. You stole Jack's slingshot from Rashid. Yeah, I'm sorry about that too. We shouldn't have done that, but she took it. It was my doing. You found Jack in Paris. I did. We decided to go back to Kingsbridge. I think that was not my decision. That was their decision. You saved a jongleur from a lynch mob. You met Jack's grandmother and finally learned about the fate of his father. So he was on the ship and the ship sunk, but he somehow survived and ended up in England. That's my theory for now. Well, let's accept this. Chapter 16. Home. Kingsbridge.
So much has grown. But there are no roots, no herbs.
What are you looking at, Jonathan?
The garden is in disorder. I want it to be right again, but I don't know how to do it.
Before I became prior, I thought the same about Kingsbridge.
Well, what did you do?
I cleaned up.
Where do we start?
I think it's a beautiful garden. I like it when it's a bit wild. Plant seed, loosen soil, pluck weeds. But it's beautiful. Let it be, let it grow wild. We cannot plant seeds before we loosen the soil. And we cannot loosen the soil before everything is plucked. So yeah, let's pluck some weeds, I suppose.
Some plants are weeds and must go before we can plant new seeds.
What are weeds?
They take away what the other plants need to grow. Light, water, room.
What do we do?
Pluck them. They look a lot like every other plant, so you need to learn how to tell them apart. Here, you see those? They're called wood sorrel. Let's pluck only those for now.
I'll do it.
If you insist. Make sure to pull out all of the thin roots.
And now what do I do?
For plants to take root, the soil must be loose and fertile.
So, may I dig now? Done. What's next?
Now we plant.
Stay here. I'll be right back.
It's so deserted.
Now, where did you put them? Ah, here they are.
Oh man, that was some time ago.
I found these nuts for you. Remember, Milius? You always said that one day there will be a beech tree growing here. I think it's about time.
What did you bring?
Do you remember Milius? A kind man with a warm smile. Well, he told me to give you this.
Wow!
Now we just have to wait.
All right. How long?
Too long for us to keep sitting here.
That long.
Some things take time. And only with patience will you receive your reward.
Why do we have to do all these things if all we had to do is wait?
Simply waiting would not have been enough, Jonathan. You just paved the way for things to take their course. They are happening right now. And in a few days' time, we will return and see the first green leaf of something new.
Oh. Is it God's reward?
Maybe.
Does he make things grow?
You made it.
No, I just planted the seed.
Now you can fetch some water from the rain barrel.
But that water's smelly. It's been there forever. There are many trees by the river. I bet that water's better.
That's a longer walk, though.
I don't mind. The distance is worth it.
Maybe you're right. It is worth it. Let's walk together, then.
But I'll carry the bucket.
Kingsbridge later that day.
Why isn't Remigius holding the sermon? What's gotten into Philip?
Our church lies in ruins. But all of this, these dire times, have revealed something important to us. Something that, maybe until today, I wasn't aware of.
What do you mean?
That is so beautiful. It's so romantic. A sermon in the ruins. I love it. Look how green it is. This is so much more beautiful than a cold stone building. I love ruins. Claim that God doesn't watch them. Claim that they don't need a church. Both is true. But what shall we tell them? I mean, we know that Jack and Ellie are on the way, and we also know that they do want to build a new church. So do we now lay the foundation to that new church with an answer? Or are we doing the opposite? So if we claim that they don't need a church, will he then oppose the proposal to building a new one? I mean, we played his character so that he lost faith anyway, so we can claim that God doesn't watch. But that would be also a bit extreme, wouldn't it? Well, we go for it.
God doesn't watch us from above. While you and I have waited for God to make things better, a lot has happened. Hardships and happiness. Yesterday, I heard the choir sing a new chant and was moved beyond words. Today, Jonathan tended to our garden to make it beautiful again. And he told me of things I almost had forgotten. God doesn't work in the ways we might assume. All good and all evil the scripture tells us about are not out there or in here. They are within each of us.
Oh no, that was a good speech. Claim that man is the devil. Yep. I think I like where this is going to.
God made us in his image. Thus we carry the godly spark within us. But we have witnessed that man can have the devil in his heart as well. Prayer needs no special place, for we are his church. In our actions, he exists.
We are God's temple.
No man is closer to God than any other man. Whether you pray in church or on the streets of our towns, whether you're a man, woman, monk, or bishop.
Philip, look outside! You have to see them. You've got to see the horses and the colours.
Jonathan.
What's going on?
Now, what's going on?
I heard noises and I went to look.
Calm down. What happened?
But the priest said they brought a miracle.
Who? What? What priest?
Step right up, brothers and sisters. For you are about to see something that will change your life.
Who is that?
They brought us a miracle.
A miracle?
Don't be shy. There is no danger, just awe that awaits you here.
They made up a circus.
You must be Prior Philip. I am
awesome.
Brother Reynold. I have been sent by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Here is his letter, in case you have reasonable doubts.
Letter from the Archbishop of Canterbury. That is amazing. I love it. Okay, let's read the letter. Philip of Kingsbridge, I hereby implore you to accept the grace of the weeping Madonna, for she has chosen Kingsbridge as her shrine. After the rumors of a miracle had come to my ears, I had called for the procession to see me. I then saw it with my own eyes. She is real. I have claimed the miracle for England and had intended to retain her in Winchester. The guardians of the Madonna have convinced me otherwise. They have come to England only to support the rebuilding of Kingsbridge. You have my blessings, Philip of Kingsbridge. I expect you to restore your priory to be worthy of the Holy Madonna. Theobald, Archbishop of Canterbury.
We've been charged to accompany the weeping Madonna. She is to replace the loss of your relic, Saint Adolphus the Martyr, who was taken from you, I hear, with brute force.
What?
On her travel from far away Africa, she has collected donations to reward Kingsbridge for your faith in her and in the Lord.
I can't believe this. What is all this?
You do believe. That is why she came. And that is why you shall witness her miracle for yourself today. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian, and I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized?
A Saracen?
I knew not her powers or destination. Nevertheless, I carried
We
her for
question him.
many miles. Many bore witness to her miracle before it dawned upon me. She wanted to go home, but where? It came to me in a dream. It was Kingsbridge. But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions. She said, "You shall build me a new church in Kingsbridge."
What a circus.
So we set off, with the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury. And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, over the sea, and all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout Christians have given money for the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna.
That's, yeah.
This Church of Kingsbridge.
What country did you say you came from?
We have traveled all the way from a place of wonders too marvelous to behold. The faraway land of Africa.
It's a continent.
Africa has many
Yep.
countries, I've heard.
Yes, it does. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa.
What's it like in Africa?
The sun is always shining, and miracles happen every day.
Is that so?
It's a land of great deserts, fig trees, and creatures that an Englishman can't even dream up.
Like these horses. Are they horses?
They are not. To you, they might resemble horses, but the name the
I see
Africans
it only now.
have for these creatures is impossible to pronounce, even for me. I knew not her powers
They dressed
or
it like a camel,
destination.
the horse. I didn't see that before.
Nevertheless, I carried her for many miles. Many bore witness to her miracle
That's hilarious.
before it dawned upon me.
You mentioned there were fig trees in Africa. What are they?
It's a fruit, of course. It looks like a strawberry and tastes like a pear.
No.
The scripture mentions these figs, and they sound nothing like that. Why is that?
No two apples look or taste alike. The same goes for figs, and doubly so.
I'm getting the impression that this man has never even been to Africa. But why would he lie?
That's amazing.
But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter?
He can talk. A little
This
too
time,
well.
it was the
Dubious.
Madonna
Yep.
herself who answered my
People
questions.
donated for us?
She said,
How would they know about us?
"You
What's going
shall
on here?
build me a new church
traveling
in
shrine?
Kingsbridge."
Parts look like reliquaries.
So we set off, with the blessing
There's
of
something odd
Archbishop
about
Theobald
them.
of Canterbury.
Not very Christian. More like
And
entertainers.
along the
Yeah,
road,
exactly.
from Paris, across
And that
Normandy,
horse. That is so funny.
over the sea,
Now, what-
and
what do we
all
do?
the way to Kingsbridge.
What is in this book will not help me more than the answers I can
Devout
find in my own
Christians have
That is
given
true.
money for the building
Okay.
of the Church of the Weeping
Shall we?
Madonna.
Talk to them?
heart. Excuse me. Don't interrupt.
The Weeping Madonna has chosen you.
Hey! Shh!
You heard me correctly.
Maybe I should look around.
It was a long
okay.
journey. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian. And I am the custodian
strange
of
animals.
the Holy Virgin were
2
chosen
bumps on
to
their
take
back.
her on a
Camels?
baptized.
He knows a lot. He's very smart. There's a juggler. Peacock feathers.
Her powers
Are there
or
peacocks in
destiny.
Africa?
Nevertheless,
Might
I
be.
carried her for many
Seems
miles.
optimistic. Curious as ever. Usually not the naive type. Hope in their eyes. Already won over.
She wanted
Might be
to
dangerous.
go home. But when?
Okay. I can
It
examine the
came to
card.
me in a dream.
Let's examine.
It
They look
was
horse.
almost like
Kingsbridge.
horses.
But I wondered, what
Hollow.
shrine should be
Feels
her
like a wicker
shelter?
basket covered in pelt.
This time, it was
That's
the
amazing.
Madonna herself
Can
who
I
answered
pluck a
my
feather?
questions.
Do you speak English?
No English, no campandare. No.
Oh, what's this? I think you might have stepped into horse dung.
What? Where?
No English, is it?
Just un poco, si.
Could you talk to this man, Martha?
Yes, it's strange. He was quite talkative just a moment ago. He told me he was from Damascus in Africa.
Isn't Damascus in Arabia?
There's one in Africa too, I'm sure.
Why are you pretending you can't speak English?
No inglese. Melada.
She said, "You shall build me
Did we
a
pick
new
up the juggler
chapter
in Cherbourg too? I wonder.
Have they revealed the miracle yet?
Not yet.
So we set off.
Very strange, very
with the
strange.
blessing of Archbishop Theobald
Okay.
of Canterbury.
Such a trusting boy.
Along the road.
Maybe too much
from
for his own good.
Paris,
Easy to
across
win over.
Normandy, over the sea,
Amazing. Foreign
and
monks.
all
Never
the
seen them
way to
before.
Kingsbridge.
Familiar garbs. Must be part of the procession.
Devout Christians have given money
Okay.
for the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna. This church of Kingsbridge.
No way! What is he doing there?
The Weeping
Don't know
Madonna
him.
has
Somehow
chosen
he seems
you,
familiar.
all of you.
Oh, that's cute.
And I will tell you again,
We can't do anything though.
she is a true miracle that will
Tapestry
change your
hides
life
with white
as
cover.
she changed
Very
mine.
simple cloth. Can we look
Many
underneath?
bore witness to her miracle
No.
before it dawned upon me. She wanted to go home.
Ah! It's Tommy, isn't it?
It came
Ask the
to
boy
me
for his
in a
name.
dream. It was Kingsbridge. I will tell
I
you
am
again,
Philip.
dear brothers
Who are
and
you,
sisters.
young man?
The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. I will
Don't
tell
you
you
want to
again,
see the miracle
dear
too?
brothers and sisters. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you,
Okay.
all of
That's
you.
not fit for a shrine.
I could have continued to carry her from town to town.
pretty funny.
Until my flesh.
Now he's
succumbed.
gone.
Nothing sacred
But
about this.
was not her will. But
Huh.
I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered.
Okay, what
my
else can we
questions.
explore?
Now, can you feel it? Brothers and sisters, you are about to witness a miracle. The Madonna knows how you have suffered. The Virgin Mother had to witness the rise and fall of her Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and never stopped believing. Kingsbridge has endured many hardships. Prior James left you before his time when you needed him the most. Your old cathedral was burned to the ground.
How do you know this?
And your new one collapsed even before construction was finished. You have suffered the ruthless destruction of your market homes and lives.
Dada!
All of you have lost husbands, wives and children, family and friends.
Dada!
All of you know how it is to be hungry and afraid. But you have kept your faith.
Aliena.
Philip.
And the Madonna
This
knows.
is a miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
How?
We thought it was time to give Tommy a home.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip? Do you recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But...
Aw.
It's been almost 3 years since I last saw you, Jack. Where on earth did you find him?
I'd almost given up looking for him. Then Tommy found him.
And you decided to come back.
Well, this is our home, after all.
Then what on earth is all this? This miracle?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Really?
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be master builder.
Why?
I've studied the cathedrals, churches, and houses they build in France and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colors, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
The townspeople probably think that's enough to build a whole cathedral. But to me, it looks like about £100. You know, that won't even pay for a year's work.
Like all of this, it's a symbol. Enough for a fresh start.
And the Madonna will stay here. Kingsbridge will attract visitors and donations again.
You mean I should be thankful for these lies and tricks?
Jack! Aliena! You came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Richard shows up every now and then, and Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
What's wrong, Mother?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry. She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge. She knows your pain.
What now?
The miracle!
Her eyes are wet.
Her eyes!
Look at her.
They're shining!
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
Why are you weeping?
She's mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle. We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
It is time we started doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before, and we can do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like that. Don't you remember what happened last time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random strangers to make things better. Philip, why in God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're tricking us into giving them money for false idols.
They are giving us money.
So that we'll place this idol in our priory? Do you approve of this?
I mean, the weeping statue is real. Although, of course, it's a trick and not a miracle, but still. She is weeping. And, yeah, if it helps people, if they like to be tricked, why not? Those who don't want to, they won't come. But those who need these tricks, they will. So.
People need hope, and these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but with good intentions. Mary speaks again. Is that not a true miracle?
You fell for them. You really did. And now you joyfully take part in their deceptions. I'm warning you. I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
Your threat won't sway me. No matter how unconventional, their return and their gift are a blessing.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. And now, I make mine. I resign. I'm leaving the Priory.
Oh, that's good. Can live with that. Getting rid of the weed. We plucked it out. Or it plucked itself.
You got so big, Tommy. And you're just as shy as your father was.
Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something.
Tom would have been proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here?
Hmm?
Tom's wife.
Oh, no. Martha and I moved her to Kingsbridge. She's with Tom now. He always wanted that.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
But... really? What were they like?
They were good people.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does. But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there. He was the only one who survived.
Not for long.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape. But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him. I was there. And you were there, Jack. But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed. Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than than ever, as if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey, the lark his freedom net.
No! No!
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waileran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I.
I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness and regret.
The people they killed will return to haunt them. I promised them.
We welcome our new prior, Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years until the cathedral will be finished. And the Earl of Shiring has promised to support us. But he has not done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war, poverty, and most of all, heathen beliefs. I have spoken to God. I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in. No matter the cost, this shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end to the dark times.
Waileran Bygod.
Jack, what are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here.
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town, our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Oh, preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
Whoa. Okay. That was chapter 16, Home. I helped Jonathan plant a new tree. For Melius we did that. You've held your first sermon in a long time. You approve the deception of the Madonna, for it gives people hope. Aliena and Jack have returned to Kingsbridge. Wow, what a chapter. It got a bit long this episode, sorry about that, but I didn't want to tear it apart. There were so many things happening and we learned so much about Jack and Aliena, and they're finally back at Kingsbridge. And I'm glad that Philip and Jonathan are still around and well. And yeah, we will see how everything will work out in Kingsbridge in the next episodes, if they will be able to build the cathedral and if Kingsbridge can rise again. So that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful and adventurous day, and goodbye.